when I see the painted faces, the way that they have, and the like over the top, colorful, baggy clothes, to me, I'm like, clown.
That's so wild to me, dude.
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Like,
you can't say that I'm wrong,
Yeah.
knowing that I don't have the knowledge of those elements of Japanese culture, though.
I can't
But
say
what
I can't
clown
say you're
has
wrong.
fucking sharp teeth in them? What clown is gonna be
Pennywise?
eating? Well, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Sorry, you're not helping Jay. I'm sorry, you're not helping Senpai.
He's just speaking the truth. I'm just saying, from my perception and who I am, there's clowny elements in a lot of the character design in the show.
Hi.
You good?
No,
No, why?
because I need to be a Hashira.
But you don't want to be.
Yeah. I do, but I don't.
You don't train hard enough.
No, I definitely don't train.
Yeah. Would I? You think I could make it?
No, you're definitely a
Hey.
demon. We've
Whoa,
established.
hold on a second there, buddy.
Yeah, we established that. What is it? I'm a nap demon.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm a nap.
you're
No,
the
we are
sleeping
Hashira.
demon.
No, we are Hashira.
Yeah.
I'm a nap Hashira because
Yeah.
I just sleep all the time.
That's right.
And what
was
was
Jay?
Jay? What was Jay?
And I'm the talk shit demon, so fuck both of you guys.
No, you're the fart demon.
No,
The fart Hashira. The
bad smell
Yeah, the bad
Hashira?
Yeah. Bad smell. Eric,
I'll take
do you
that one
remember
because that happens. Yeah, of course I remember that. That's the second time that's come up in our podcast, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's come up. Anyways, if you don't already know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
it's fucking Demon Slayer.
Slayer. Yeah. And also, welcome back.
Welcome back. That's true. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
I'm not a bore.
Was it hot under there?
It was very hot.
Yeah. And off it goes. And on
Yeah.
with your day.
Hope you all love that bit.
Yeah.
It was great. As always, spoiler alert, we're going to talk in depth about this show, top to bottom. So if you haven't seen it and you want to, please go do that before you watch our show.
It's gonna be a good one. I love Demon Slayer.
Samesies.
Yeah, it's so fucking good. As you can see with my Demon Slayer figures.
Little figurines there, your little
figurines.
dolls.
My favorite is fucking baby, like Chibi Nezuko.
I actually find that one of the most creepy things in the whole show.
Fuck off. She's
I don't
so
know.
fucking cute.
We'll get into that.
There's something
Yeah.
weird about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny too. Like, yeah, we are gonna get into it, but like when you find out that's how she actually like chills
Yeah.
in the box.
Yeah. Because up until then, I just thought she was some kind of contortionist. But then on top of it all, I was like, but there's just too much clothes. And no matter how much hard she bends her body up. But yeah, I guess there you go. There you have it.
There it is.
Yeah. That's a very convenient magical power she
Yeah.
has.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm your host, Mikey Lee.
I'm Jordy Hedderwick.
And we got Senpai.
Hello.
Senpai Inosuke in the corner there.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Bored face.
It's funny that she has such a convenient magical power because this show is about a bunch of magical clowns who kill a bunch of magical clown-like demons.
What are you talking about?
They all look like clowns.
No,
Everyone in the show looks like a clown.
No, not everybody.
Pretty much everybody,
No,
dude.
there's okay. There's a couple of them.
Like almost all of them, especially the demons.
Okay, not even all the demons.
Most
Like,
of them.
The main demon doesn't fucking look like a clown. He just gender bends himself.
Okay, but
every
all
so
his
often.
minions are like legit clowns with clown makeup.
I think there may be a cultural
maybe.
wire crossing going on
Probably
with
that
that.
happens a lot, but
Yeah.
even still,
We'll get to that.
yeah.
In art.
I know you guys both really love the show, and
Yeah.
I didn't dislike the show, but I think this is another situation where the hype got ahead of it for me. Because
Wait, okay, but who would have given you that hype?
you fucking guys. And just
Yeah.
the world. Okay, so since we started this podcast, all my internet, social media feeds, whatever, is just slamming anime down my throat. Constantly. I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, Demon Slayer pops up all the time.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I'm like, okay, this has got to be the one. And then
Yeah.
you guys say the same thing to me. It really is the best one. And I'm watching, I'm like, it's not the best one.
What? No. Okay, so I'll give you this much.
Yeah.
So this is a true shonen.
Okay.
It's kind of slapsticky. It's got a lot of funny moments.
Yeah.
It has a lot of good, heavy moments too. A lot of growth. A lot of like camaraderie. Like
Yeah.
Like like watching the movie at the end, even though I've seen it twice, like
Yeah.
I'll always cry at the end. Like it just hits you in the gut, even
I
though
didn't-
you know
I didn't cry.
I did.
you're a fucking.
I think we're
cold,
establishing this as we go
stone
forward.
cold bastard.
I used to keep saying like, "Hey, I'm not. I have feel feelings," but now I'm like, "No, I'm cold."
Yeah,
you're right.
You
Out of this
sold
out of
piece.
this trio, you are. Because
Yeah,
we
you-
both cried. You didn't. So you're the
Yeah.
weird one.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I'm the first one to acknowledge that some of the issues with the show are my issues personally.
Yeah.
and like you can't necessarily fault the show. That doesn't mean we won't get into it.
Yeah.
but I know that's the case. On top of that, I do think there are some things about this show that make it just a mediocre show, and that the hype isn't necessary for a show of this quality to me.
No, man, no.
We're all
It
entitled.
is so.
Here's the thing, dude. and again,
No, your opinion sucks.
but I am entitled to it, and we're here to talk about it. So I kept wanting a little more Attack on Titan and a little less Hunter x Hunter.
Well, okay. So
See, I
that's,
can make anime references too.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
But it kind of had the vibes of both those shows, right?
Yeah.
It was very mature and kind of violent, and they're like trying to give you this thick plot with mysteries that are going to slowly unfold like Attack on Titan. But it's also really silly and tropey. And like you said, a true shonen, much like Hunter x Hunter. And granted, I don't have a lot of shows under my belt to compare to.
Yeah.
So those are maybe the only two that I have.
I mean, like we're getting up there now. Like this is what episode? I don't even know. Like 14,
10
I don't
plus.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But again, even so, I wanted more of that maturity and less of that young silliness. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you're right. This one does fall in between those two that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I've also never heard Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan used in the same
Yeah.
comparison either.
But it
you're
works,
right.
right?
It
Yeah.
does make sense.
And
yeah.
I think sometimes it hurts the intensity and the like maturity of the show to also have that other element in it.
But okay, but
Right?
here's the thing. You like we haven't covered it yet because you've already seen it, but Brotherhood, like Full Metal Alchemist,
Yeah.
is very similar in the same sense where it has
It
the
is.
slapsticky
You're right.
parts where they kind of get all chibi little characters and like
It is, but that show. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I watched it before I was taking notes while I was watching it. Do you know what I mean? So I
maybe
wasn't-
stop taking notes and enjoy it for what
well, then
it
our
is.
show's done. So then our podcast's over.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that's just like the plainest way to boil down how I felt
Yeah.
about it. Is like if this show was a little more mature and a little more serious more often.
Yeah.
a little bit of slapstick, fine, but they lean in so hard with certain characters.
Okay, I will give you with what's his name?
Zenitsu.
Zenitsu,
because
yeah.
even Brotherhood, dude, like they have those slapsticky, but there's no character that's just slapstick in Brotherhood. They all have really serious
I don't
moments,
know.
right? And Zenitsu is just a lunatic the whole time.
Colonel Armstrong.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Okay.
fucking jumping
yeah,
out.
you're right. But he's not like one of the main
Yeah.
team. He's not like one of the main two guys.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that much because
You know what I mean? So there's less of it overall.
yeah, well, and like Inosuke and Zenitsu are kind of both slapsticky,
Yeah.
very much so in their
But
own
Inosuke
way.
is hilarious, and Zenitsu is not funny.
Unfortunately, I gotta go with Jordy on this one, man.
Yeah.
Like even by the end, I wanted to like Zenitsu so much more, but
Yeah.
it was so much.
They don't
man.
give you
Yeah.
a break.
And I'm familiar with characters like him. I know exact. I
And
could
you
name
like them.
and generally
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I because again, it's not so heavy-handed. But for him, there was so many times where I'm like, wow, as an anime fan, you're taking this really far.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with his screaming and like
Yeah.
that aspect of his character. That being said, when he goes to sleep
Yeah.
and goes lightning mode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the juxtaposition between how much I hate him when
Yeah.
he's screaming and how much I love him when he's sleeping lightning master
For sure, yeah.
is great. I do like that push and pull.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree too. I will say I agree there too because when I first like watched it when it was coming out, like that kind of like just that yelly, screamy. Like he also reminded me like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like Black Clover. You have, I know you for sure.
I was
haven't
gonna
seen
say,
it.
why are
Yeah,
you
I was
looking
like,
at me
I'm
right
not-
now?
Yeah, fuck you.
No,
yeah,
no.
But Asta, yeah. So anyway, Asta's another fucking one who just like fucking screams and screams,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
he's just so loud, and like I wanted to like him at first. You really have to push through that,
Well,
and commit to the anime, and once you kind of accept it,
Who does that, though?
yeah.
I've never heard you say that to me before. That kind of character is one that, like Jay said, he usually likes and I usually
Yeah.
dislike. And there are times when that character does kind of save a show, like
Yeah.
Initial D. That character in
Yeah,
that show was a
yeah.
saving grace for me. That character in this show was a detriment to its effect. Like it made it hard to watch some of those episodes.
Yeah, I think, but you know what? You get less of that though now, especially because we've watched all the way up to the movie, and at the time of this recording, we're probably halfway through the second, the entertainment district arc. So
I'm not. It's halfway through being released. Yeah.
Like I
And
am.
you're saying they pull
We
back-
are.
You're saying
Mikey
they pull
and I
back.
are. Yeah.
I
You're
am,
saying they
but
pull back on that a little bit.
They do pull back.
Okay.
Like he still has it, but
Yeah.
it's not nearly as prominent.
Every single character in the show gets more likable as time goes on.
Yeah.
somehow.
And that's a good segue because one of my other like main points about this show is like it's very obvious that this show is written to be a long haul. There's a lot of elements of each character and a lot of elements of the plot and the mysteries that they kind of slowly unfold that that it's going to take a while for them to get to. And whereas sometimes that bothers me, in this show, they give you enough of it as time goes on that I'm like, okay, those are the hooks that I want. Those are the hooks that make me want to watch another season. It's the times when they introduce the mystery and then don't give me anything, and then they're expecting me to watch season 2 that I'm not into it. In this show, they introduce the mysteries, they introduce these elements that aren't fleshed out, but they give you little bits. Do you know what I mean? Little hooks as time goes on, and now I want to watch season 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what was it?
Keep in mind also, this is a manga, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, sure.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's structured that way.
Yeah,
But
sure.
what was the episode that we were talking about? How they didn't give you any overarching arc, and it was just Monster of the Week.
In this show?
No. In one of our past episodes,
Inuyasha?
No, it could have been.
Was it one of the-
Yeah, but also
no.
you
Initial
got, one of
D?
the issues you guys had with Dragon Maid.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
It was slice of life with
Yeah.
no
Well,
real
no
big
overarching arc.
Exactly, yeah.
But so this one has that overarching
Massive.
arc.
It's
right?
the point of the show. And actually, even the demons, which that's another segue that's great because
Yeah.
I was going to address Monster of the Week because they keep edging the line of it.
Yeah.
But each demon they fight is like a little contained arc. It's not one episode. It's like 3. And also each battle actually is super integral to their growth and their plot.
Yeah.
It's not just meet demon, demon's power, defeat demon, on to the next.
Yeah.
Right? Each one kind of makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, because they learn either a new technique or they become more crafty.
Yeah,
They-
or sometimes
yeah.
it involves that, like when they fight that drum demon, that's when we meet Inosuke.
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Like that was a plot point, not just a demon to beat.
The story feels changed every time they defeat a
Exactly.
new foe.
Exactly.
The story is different now on the other side of that battle.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, and like they learn
Keeps
how
it
to
fresh.
also work better together. They
Yeah.
they go and they get healed up and they fucking
Yeah, little spa
Learn- yeah,
day. They all go to
little
the spa. I love that one episode. I will say they were like again. They were kept scaring me. It's almost like they were like Monster of the Week. Just kidding. Yeah. At one point they're like,
But at the base though, like at the root principle, it is Monster of the Week.
Yes, but when I say Monster of the Week, I mean it without substance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're using it in a way that progresses the plot, which is
Yeah.
what I like. A lot of the times when they do that kind of template, that format, there's no substance to it.
Well, yeah, it's the Power Ranger Monster of the Week
and
style.
I
Yeah.
was scared because they'd be like, "Oh, there's 12 Kazuki, 12 monsters. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
fight one at a time. What's
Yeah.
gonna happen?" But then, even that they add into the plot because then we realized the first few demons we thought that was them. They're not even them. We
Yeah.
haven't met them yet, right?
It's funny that scares you, the potential for Monster of the Week, because that, I think the inclusion of that in this show is a specific callback to that style of anime, like Inuyasha.
Right.
It's supposed to make people feel nostalgic for those types of anime. The potential for this to be Monster of the Week excites a lot of fans.
Yeah.
See,
It
that would
draws
make
people
it
in.
worse for me. That would make it worse for me.
I just think it's really interesting
Nah.
that like you're the complete opposite of what draws so many people to this.
yeah.
Because this is a love letter, man, to like classic shonen.
Yeah.
See, and that's why again I kind of was wanting more Attack on Titan,
Yes.
where they're not giving you Monster of the Week,
Yep.
and less like I don't know, one of the other shows that does. I won't say
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter again, but we haven't even covered that one yet. So,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, with the Monster of the Week and your love letter, like you said, is another element that's worth bringing up is the demons all have these random powers, which again is a thing we've covered many times. But like, I don't love just random arbitrary powers. And Jay did explain to me that the demons' powers come from their past.
Yeah.
And I get that, but
based
even
on their
still,
trauma for like before when they were human.
yeah, but even still, when I think about the writers sitting in a room, it feels like they're throwing darts at a board of powers and being like, this one gets bouncy balls. Okay, write a backstory that makes bouncy balls prevalent.
Yeah. Well,
You know
I
what
mean, what's wrong with that?
it just annoys me.
He feels like they're working backwards from nonsense.
Yeah, it just feels
Yeah.
a little arbitrary, right?
But the nice thing about that kind of randomness is that it kind of brings freshness to
Each demon?
Each demon in a way, because it's not predictable.
it just feels like there should be a way to do that without feeling so heavy-handed, like you're just picking like a random thing, making that their power.
Why not?
I think it breeds some mystery,
yeah.
man. Because I
Yeah.
like, oh, she's got like these. She's using these balls, like.
Not to mention she's using these balls in tandem with the partner,
Yeah.
the other
Who
demon.
has eyeballs in his palms and magical
Yeah.
arrows fly
Yeah.
through the air.
Yeah.
Again,
But,
like
like,
it just feels.
fucking
It all
Aang.
feels kind of random to me. Do you know what I mean? It all feels kind of random.
I think it's supposed to at first, so
Yeah.
that when you get that payoff and that explanation, you're like, oh my god, that's why she had the balls.
It
Wow.
did click a little bit when you explained it to me. That made a little more sense. And that's the kind of thing where like I'll constantly say like I'm an idiot and I'm a mark for these shows because things fly under my radar and you guys have to describe it to me and explain it. But yeah, it's still the randomness of it bothers
Yeah.
me. And on top of that, it's not just the demons. Like they've once again created a world where humans do magic.
Yeah.
And so the problem with that is like they have an out for every situation.
It's
and that
not-
annoys me because there's no framework that the magic works within at first. And they just like are getting away with shit.
No, so it's not just magic. It's like like a lot of people say like Naruto is also magic, and yes, to a degree we can explain it away by saying it's magic. But the theme of like using inner breathing, ki, chi, whatever you like, life force energy,
Yeah.
like that has been a.
But they use it to conjure up water, which is magic, dude. It's
well,
one thing
no,
to use it
it's-
to muster
it's-
your strength as a like mental preparation.
No. Okay. Magic is just straight magic. There's no other
Illusions.
explanation. Illusions, Michael. Tricks are all horse do for money. No, but it's magic. You can explain that away with anything. It doesn't have to be a certain science, right? Like if we take Harry Potter magic, for example, it's,
Right.
Like it's just a wand and magical words, and
Right.
it comes from whatever magic that they deem is.
But they
the
tell
energy.
you the background. We've went over this many
Yes,
times. They
yes.
tell you these
Harry
people
Potter
are
specifically.
they're born with wizards, like with wizard blood, and so that they're like a race of people that can do it. In this, it's just humans
Yeah.
who can conjure up water.
Yeah.
Let me
humans
jump
who-
in here.
okay.
Let me
Yeah.
jump in here like Senpai is supposed to do to set this record
Sure,
straight
yeah.
and drop a factoid on you,
Okay.
okay? Because remember, this is based off of a manga,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
The manga content was never trying to imply that the water breathing techniques were splashing actual water around.
Right.
It was supposed to represent the type of movement and the flow of said attack.
See, that
It's
I can
supposed
get
to be
behind.
descriptive. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
metaphorical and artistic, right? However, for whatever reason, the people who produced the anime
Yeah.
decided to tweak that a little bit, and that's why there are a few random instances where the water does make things wet.
Yeah,
and,
and
the
the
fire
fire.
does maybe burn things a little bit or
Totally,
singe things or
yeah.
heat things up, right? It's like it does take tangible form in the anime.
Yeah.
And I
There's a
don't know
point where-
why that choice was made, but it does differ from the source material. So
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I thought in the source material
It was
so
on
because I
par.
like the way they animated the water when he.
I'll tell you, dude, the way it looks was sick. Just
Yeah.
the way it works is not to my sensibilities.
But it's your inner life force. It's your chi. It's been like
what does your inner life force and chi manifest into in the real world?
big fuck you.
Having an app? It manifests into having an app.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
other thing I'll
Sounds
say
like
about
you're
the
fucking
manga
Snorlax.
before we drop talking about the manga, because I don't want to talk about the manga too much.
Yeah.
But like, I haven't read it personally, but like the overwhelming opinion that I've got from people who have say it's not worth it.
The manga?
Yeah, because the
Interesting.
Really?
anime from a visual point of view, people who like the visuals in this show
Yeah.
will be terribly disappointed in the manga.
Yeah.
Because it does not come across the same way, and so much of the identity of this show was created for the anime itself.
Yeah.
So a lot of the art and the representations of the water and the elements and all that, like it isn't quite as fleshed out in the manga.
Okay.
Well, and most manga is all like monochromatic, right? Like other than the
Yeah.
first few pages.
Yeah, but for a lot of shows try to emulate exactly what's in the manga pages because that's where you can be really dynamic. It's almost like this one was just like, that's not dynamic enough for us.
Yeah, they had to take it to that next level.
Exactly, and they did.
Visually, again, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's just the mechanism itself just felt to me like more magic on top of more magic. And in a world where there's just random people can do random things, I have a hard time sinking my teeth into them getting into trouble and them actually struggling to get out of it because I'm like, they're just going to pull some magic trick out of their ass.
No, but the problem is, okay. If we're still okay, I know I'm getting in the weeds.
Yeah,
from, this
it's
is the
my
first
fault.
time.
It's my fault.
This is
Yeah.
your part. This
Yeah.
is
Do
totally
we
your
want to do the?
you
just wanna tell me to fuck off
No,
and
I
move
just
on?
need one more. I just
Yeah.
need one more.
Let Mikey talk. Go.
Okay, so here's the thing with if we're gonna go back to Harry Potter magic,
Yeah.
right? They're born with magic, right? They're born as wizards.
Yeah.
With this, you can teach it. You can teach techniques. You can teach and learn how to use certain breathings. And granted, some people are better than others.
Yeah.
But it's still a teachable thing. So everyone can still use it.
Except that he also has like magical smelling power that doesn't come from being taught. And the other dude has magical hearing power. And at one point, his water breathing, he goes, I have to use my water breathing to strengthen the muscles around my injury to heal myself. Like, it just does too much crazy shit.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing though. So you have never done any meditation, I'm assuming.
I've done a little bit of meditation.
Okay, but if you get into some really heavy meditation, you can control your heart rate.
Okay.
Right, so you can literally control your heart rate. You can do.
That's different than what I said, though.
No, but I'm just.
It's not that much of a stretch.
I
It's
get
not
what
that
you're
much of a
saying. I get what you're
stretch,
saying,
though,
but
yeah.
it takes it from a realm of reality to a realm of magical ability.
Or
Well, why
elevated
not?
ability.
Elevated ability,
Sure.
because they can't regenerate their arms.
I know, and that's
It's
a problem.
elevated. It's elevated
But they
beyond.
wrote in a mechanism in which they could do things like that.
No, you can't regenerate arms.
I don't know, but they can do other things. He twice healed himself with his breathing power.
He didn't heal himself.
Twice he did.
No, he didn't heal himself. He just clogged the little stab wound.
He
and
changed his blood flow.
Yeah, like you can by slowing down
Those
your
were not
heart
the words
rate.
they wrote. The words they
So-
wrote were close up the wound because you're bleeding too much, and he did that.
He clogged it more or less. Like it.
Can you do that with meditation?
Fuck yeah.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Maybe not yet.
Yeah. Anyways, magic sometimes
Anyway.
feels like a cop out of a mechanism for me.
Okay, fine.
Moving on.
Moving on.
That's it for my general thoughts. I'm sorry I made you so angry right up top.
The damn magic thing, man.
Yeah, it's
Let's just, before we move
know what?
forward, just go on and say that, like, I didn't hate the show. I liked
Okay.
it. It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I liked every element of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know
It's
what my
not
problem
perfect.
is?
Yeah.
This is my problem. It's more so like when people say it's magic when I feel like it's not. Like when people say Naruto
Yeah.
is magic but the science or whatever mechanism they're using
Yeah.
is specifically like ninjutsu or
Well, to be
whatever.
fair, I say the word magic because I know it makes you angry.
You're just a piece of shit.
Yeah, like I know there's mechanisms built in, and they call it something else, but to me
Techniques.
it reads as magic, and I know it bugs you, so I'm going to keep calling it that.
The humans always refer to what they're doing as techniques.
Yeah.
The demons refer to it oftentimes as spells or
Yeah.
demon arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the two, right?
sure.
So that they always take care to make sure that like you remember that they're human.
Yeah.
And that like when people die or get mortally injured, they're dying. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There was no magic gonna save Rengoku.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
But Tanjiro having a broken blood vessel or a broken artery could maybe potentially change his blood flow to protect
You're right.
himself from that.
Yeah.
It doesn't like I can see how it like at a glance it's
Yeah.
a leap, and
It
I
just-
felt the same way. But like
It just opens the door up for a lot of stretches and reaches on ways to get past the obstacles in the show, whereas I prefer everything to be a little bit tighter. You know what I mean? The ways that
Grounded.
Yeah, it just feels less clever to me as a writing mechanism.
yes, and
That's
it
all I'm
is.
saying.
It is less clever.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
takes less mental gymnastics to understand. It's just there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the other part of this too. Again, it's a shonen. It's whimsical. It's magic.
We said I think
I almost said it. It's whimsical.
I know.
When you watch these shows, you want to escape into them,
Well,
right?
here,
You
let me give you a W here, okay?
Okay.
We said in, I think, one of the first couple episodes, maybe it was Inuyasha, you guys agreed, you looked at each other and went, I don't think he's going to like shonens.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah.
this
true,
is what's
it's true.
happened, though, is I do like this show.
Yeah.
There's just parts of it I can't swallow. So
Okay.
in a way, you get the win because there are shonens I'm enjoying.
Okay.
I just can't enjoy them fully because they don't fit into my sensibilities.
Sure.
But that's why we have a show, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear some history, Jay. What do you got for us on the backstory of this? Probably a lot, eh?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some interesting facts to get into here. So, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Blade of Demon Destruction.
That's a way better name.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
fucking good name.
Give me
right?
that as the English name.
Yeah.
Is a Japanese manga and anime series. The manga was written and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotuge. It follows teenage Tanjiro Kamado, who strives to become a demon slayer after his family was slaughtered and his younger sister Nezuko turned into a demon. It was serialized in Shueisha Shonen Manga Magazine.
That is a tongue twister.
Weekly Shonen Jump from February 2016 to May 2020, with its chapters collected in 23 tankobon volumes. It has been published in English by Viz Media and simultaneously published by Shueisha on their Manga Plus platform. As for the anime, it was adapted by Studio UFO Table or UFO Table, and was announced in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2018. The anime was directed by Haruo Satozaki and produced by Hikaru Kondo. Akira Matsushima served as the character designer, and the series ran for 26 episodes, broadcast from April 6th to September 28th, 2019 on Tokyo MX, GTV, and other channels. And then, of course, we're now into the second season, currently, as it's running right now.
Yeah, it's so good, too.
Yes, and of course, on top of the anime, which is currently still running, we had the film. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train, was released in October 2020 and became the highest grossing anime film and Japanese film of all time.
Oh, it was of all time.
Of all time, dude.
It broke Spirited Away. It broke
Spirit. It demolished everything else. Okay,
crazy.
It's not like Spirited Away would be the next closest anime film for gross.
Yeah,
and it was it made over $100 million more worldwide.
That's nuts.
And that granted, that is 19 years later, so there could be some adjustments and whatnot. But for example, number 3 is Your Name.
Yeah.
Okay. That just came out in 2016, so only 4 years before Mugen Train, and it's still over $120 million more money made. This movie was unbelievably gigantic.
Yeah, hugely successful.
Yeah,
I
smash
know that
records.
the anime also beat out One Piece for a while.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, One Piece held the title for like I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Right. So it is a big deal.
And credit to the manga. I don't want to talk too much shit on the manga.
Yeah.
It's the 8th best-selling manga series of all time.
Interesting.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's crazy for people who would say it's not worth it if you like the show, for it to still be that successful.
Yeah, but I think it just shows how beloved these characters have become in Japan.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so there you go. Some fun stuff
Fun
for
facts,
you guys.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, senpai.
Yes, buddy. Okay, let's go on to our usual next category and talk about the world. Is it old-timey Japan with demons?
It's like
Is it that again?
I can't remember. It's
World War I era.
yeah, no, it's like Meiji era. Is it Meiji? I can't remember. I'm not a historical buff, but
Sure.
like it's the point where the Western society started coming into Japan and started bringing a lot of their technologies in, because you see that. Well, I mean, we have trains.
Taisho era.
Yeah, Taisho era. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
World
So it's
War
like
I-ish.
it's like Japan on the cusp of modernity
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
demons.
And demons. Yes.
Okay. Sure.
But
fair enough.
oftentimes it feels older or set
For
further
sure.
back than it actually is,
Yeah.
because you're in the mountains, you're in rural regions.
That's what I was
going
gonna say.
Yeah.
You're also like, when you meet a Tengiro, he's like part of a poorer mountain family, right? So they're gonna be a
Tanjiro?
little- wait, who am I talking about right now? What's this guy's name?
the way you say it is
Yeah, no,
so
it
well.
is Tanjiro.
Honestly, I thought I maybe said the name from one of the other shows we covered this weekend. Because that would be an easy mistake for me to make. But it is. How do you say it?
Tanjiro?
Tanjiro.
Not Tanjiro?
Tanjiro.
Like a tangerine. Tanjiro.
Okay, I'll try, but don't hate me if I can't get
I'm
it
sorry, I
right.
couldn't help it.
Yeah. Is there anything else to say about the world? I mean, it's kind of demons, magic,
beautiful.
old-timey
It's
Japan.
beautiful, yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it
it's
looks
really
good. I'll
pretty.
agree with you. I was going to get into it with art, like what they built looks good, right? And the anime style is that we always talk about that modern anime style. It's top of the line of that. Yeah, like I haven't seen a better one yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, we can save the rest for art, though. Yeah. you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
I was moving there.
Smart.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, like, are we on art?
Yeah.
Okay, so like there's those slapsticky, cartoony, like over the top emotions, which is again a standard anime shonen kind of move.
yeah.
Not in my style.
That's not
Necessarily.
true. You liked some of that stuff.
I
in
like
fuck-
some of it. Again, I don't like
Yeah.
it when they're so heavy-handed with it, like in this show. Like there's a character who's only that,
Yeah.
right?
You
Who?
know what? I will get.
Zenitsu.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
he
say
gets-
it's only that. But
Yeah, it was
Mostly
not only-
90%.
Inosuke's kind of like that a little bit.
yeah, they kind of all are in their own
Yeah.
like even ways, right?
They
But-
do, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to say is they're
even
heavy-handed
Tanjiro,
with
yeah.
that style.
Yeah.
They use a lot of it, more than I like. You know
Fair.
what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, it reminds me, like I said, of Full Metal, like you
Yeah.
said, right? And that problem is that now I've named all the anime shows that I know aside from the ones we've covered.
Yeah.
And you also
Full
pissed
Metal.
off every Full Metal
Yeah.
Alchemist fan because they're going to think that they're not going to get an episode now because you've already watched it.
That doesn't mean they won't get an episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what we're telling you right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
will
yeah,
still
yeah.
get an episode.
Absolutely.
Well, eventually, yeah.
I haven't seen it, so.
You never seen it?
What?
Yeah, maybe I can
Whoa.
say.
Wait, what?
You know this, man. You always react this way. You always get so mad at me that I'm like, there's no way he forgot.
He just refuses to have that knowledge in
Yeah,
his head.
you know what? I think that's what it is. I think I just like I have such a high like view of you, and anything that like conflicts with that view of you in my head,
You just erase it.
I erase it. I push it down.
Your brain is like the Mugen Train, and the hand shoots out and pushes it away.
Get that out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know what? It's funny. Like I think that you've seen just as much anime as me.
No, nobody has.
Right, and that's the thing. Like I forget, right? Because you're senpai.
He even said that to me the other day. We were talking. He's like, I actually don't even think Jay knows how much anime I watch. He's like, it's just, it's. You didn't say it in these words, but in my head, you're telling me like it's kind of sad.
No, you know what? I have known because Mikey will tell me like how many he's simulcasting, like what his watch list is on Crunchyroll all the time. It's always like around 10 shows at a time.
Yeah.
I can barely balance 2 or 3 at the most. So I'm aware. You know what I mean? I consider myself a very high up anime fan, but like this is Mikey we're talking about here. This is anime personified.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I watch a lot of trash though. At the same time.
You're the one who's calling anime trash right now.
No, it's not trash. But there is a lot of trash.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not trash.
That was a great tangent. Let's get back to art though. So there's the other 2 points I have about art is that like, and we just talked about this because for people watching or listening right now, we just all together went and watched the movie because I hadn't seen it yet. And the movie has like a leveled up style of art compared to the rest of the show. And what's funny is, and we talked about this too, is Jay said right as the movie started, he was like, I only noticed a marginal amount of difference in the animation. He's like, it's better, but not like massive like they usually would make that jump for a movie. And then I realized that I watch all this anime on a tiny little shit screen in my little room, and that like none of this art is reaching its full potential in the way that I'm watching it. And I think that's maybe the reason why half the time I'm like, it's fine.
Well, dude, think about it. Like like full disclosure, y'all. Like we just watched Mugen Train like as a group before recording this. And the way this experience was elevated on Mikey's TV and sound system, like it was incredible. And I even think beyond that, how many people saw this in a movie theater?
Oh, for sure.
Dude,
Absolutely.
would have been electrifying.
Absolutely.
Man.
No doubt.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, right? Because we always say with music, it's it's okay sometimes, but like when you have a proper sound system with those effects, and
when you're feeling it,
you're really feeling them, especially with a sub,
it
hits you a little harder.
I would equate it also to like when it's live. You know what I mean? Like the movie theater is like going to see a concert live versus like me watching on my tiny screen is like me putting like my earpods in and listening as I'm walking around or doing my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but as far as the art goes, there isn't, for me anyway, because this is one of the few movies that is like canon to the series, right? Like you're right, Dragon Ball movies, for example, or Naruto movies, right? It's just a one-off story that happens within a certain timeline, right?
What you're saying.
It's not actually canon to the series.
So in this one, you're saying they couldn't take it too far and make it look that much different because it still has to fit in with the large overarching plot, right?
But there is elements that still elevated because it's still a feature film,
Absolutely.
right?
They had more money, more time.
more time.
Yeah. And one of those elements as well, too, moving on to our next segment, is the music.
Yeah.
Which
Hold
again,
on. Wait. Rewind. You can't just skip over the earlier attempt to call everybody in this clowns.
They all look like clowns. They all look like clowns.
Because we have to address this because this is art related. Okay.
Well, I was going to get into that when we get to character, but we can get into it.
Well,
now.
you can't keep pushing it back. Okay. You wanted to push it back to art.
You can't move the goalposts,
You
man.
originally wanted to push it back to art, so now we're in art. We're going to address this, okay? Because you see clowns.
Yeah, 100%. All of them.
Whereas I see like kabuki, I see
I don't know what that
geisha,
word means. I don't know.
I see,
I get geisha.
I see Japanese face painting and masks, and I see
It probably is a cultural thing,
Culture.
dude. But again, like without ever having existing knowing about Japanese culture, like of course I know what a geisha is. Kabuki is a word I've never heard before in my life.
Okay.
But like when I see the painted faces, the way that they have, and the like over the top, colorful, baggy clothes, to me, I'm like clown.
that's so wild to me, dude.
I don't know what
That's
to tell you,
such a-
dude.
Like,
you can't say that I'm wrong,
Yeah.
knowing that I don't have the knowledge of those elements of Japanese culture, though.
I can't
But
say
what
I can't
clown
say you're
has
wrong.
fucking sharp teeth in them? What clown is gonna be
Pennywise?
eating? Well, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
You're not helping Jay. I'm sorry. You're not helping Senpai.
He's just speaking the truth. I'm just saying from my perception and who I am, there's clowny elements in a lot of the character design in the show. A lot of them.
I never, it never once hit me as clownish.
Really?
Not
Dude.
even one
Dude,
time. Man.
the girl is juggling balls, dressed like a clown.
But those aren't.
That's not like
clown balls.
Yeah, they're not like juggling balls.
That's like a traditional children's toy in Japan.
Yeah,
those types of balls,
but
are they
to
not?
me, it looked like a clown with a bunch of balls, and I'm like, I see where they're going here. We're in the circus.
You didn't see where they were going, actually.
Okay, you're right. I didn't, but I saw what I saw, and that's what I saw. I understand why no one else sees that, because
Yeah.
other people are like more cultured than me, and I'm just like a Western asshole with no elements of culture in my life, and I'm learning. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I want to take
Yeah.
a second to give a shout out to the art in this show overall, personally, because I've always been blown away by the colors they use, the patterns that they include, a lot of the choices as far as how to represent, again, the elements and their different the demon powers. Dude, the way they animate the snow. Like
And the water.
and the water, like it feels
absolutely.
like you can touch
Tanjiro's
it.
water, like the water breathing techniques, like there's something about that 2D vibrant water that I just can't get over. Like,
agree. It
I
looks
want
amazing.
to tattoo it on myself somehow, even though I don't have color.
Or space for more
Or,
tattoos.
really, or space for more tattoos. Yeah.
I agree. That stuff was great. And I will say that, like, I agree with you. A lot of those choices were great. It was mostly, and I'll tell you where the clowns exist. The clowns exist
in your mind. In your mind.
They do. You're right. My mind perceives clowns in almost all the demons and the Hashira. Those two groups of characters look clowny to me.
So I will give you that a couple of the Hashira definitely look a little bit more flamboyant in some ways.
Yeah.
Or just because they're using different colors.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, they're super badass.
Some of the, I actually wouldn't say that. Most of them, they look kind of silly to me. I have a hard time taking violent, like, bloodthirsty demons and like super elite warriors seriously when they look like clowns. And we're gonna get in the weeds on this clown shit really quick.
I think we are. I think we are.
Yeah.
We just need to fucking accept it and move on because
Yeah.
I can't handle you.
So what you're saying is you need to accept it for once.
No, I won't.
The tables have turned, my friend.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
We
okay.
could talk. We
Anyway.
briefly talked about the music. That's our next category,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I know you guys love anime intros. I don't. They don't have a huge impact on
Dude,
me, and same with this
Lisa.
one.
Okay, yeah, Lisa. I was gonna say, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You go
man.
ahead. No, you're
I
passionate.
know. I'm
it.
getting real passionate about this.
Please go
one.
because I have no passion.
This is
for
all Mikey. Do it. bud.
This fucking song is absolutely fucking legendary.
Is it?
Okay, Lisa. I can't. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but like, I tried learning it on the guitar. It is like it gets stuck in my head all the time. It
Really?
is so epic. It is just a banger, and not to mention Lisa fucking comes out with killer songs all the time.
She's like a legend
she's
when it
a
comes to
legend.
opening songs.
Yeah,
I
just
believe
any
it.
anime in general, and she also did like couple other songs for this anime, right? And like you'll see her stuff all over the place.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
don't you dare fucking say anything about
I'm
Lisa.
not saying anything
Shut
bad.
the fuck up.
Another really cool thing is like that intro gets so the anime version of the Mugen Train arc.
Yeah.
Features a similar opening. It's the same melody, it's the same song, but it's like reworked
Okay.
slightly to fit like
That's
the
cool.
fiery
Yeah.
intensity. And then even moving on further to the Entertainment District arc,
Yeah.
it's kind of like funky and like jazzy all of a
Yeah.
sudden, but it's still
Okay.
the same melody and it's still kind of the same
That's
song,
clever.
right?
I like that as
I think
an
that's
element.
cool. Yeah.
I didn't notice it because again, haven't got to the entertainment
Yeah.
arc yet. And the movie, like I said, like
We watched the movie, so you
we
didn't
watched-
see
yeah.
the opening.
I
Okay.
did notice that the just the music and the audio in general was like ramped up way more than even the visuals in the movie.
Yeah.
Like it was very impactful.
See, I think what we need to do too is we need to sit you down so you can actually watch her live in studio, because there's that video that went viral for a while
Yeah.
where she's just there singing her heart out for the one song, and it's just, as a singer,
Yeah.
you should be able to appreciate it.
I'm interested in seeing that.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Okay, let's watch that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
maybe
some
we'll
point.
include the link in the description or something so you
Yeah,
guys can go
cool.
watch it.
Yeah.
But
See what we're talking about.
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
It's just so good.
She's the best.
Yeah.
That's all I really have for music. I mean, it's another one of those shows where the music kind of didn't stand out to me until the movie. I don't know if like some of the background musics in the shows, if you guys have any like massive things to say about it.
Yeah, like I mean, in the movie, I think it's definitely better,
Yeah.
right? But that's also they're ramping it up for
Yeah.
a feature film, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, guys, the best thing to do is if you haven't watched her sing on YouTube,
Yeah.
go fucking watch her sing on YouTube, and while you're watching her sing on YouTube, also maybe click
Nice.
subscribe on our video.
I like this one.
And,
Really
like,
good job today.
Thank you.
Really good job today, Mikey.
I like that one. That was good.
Yeah.
That was great.
Like, subscribe, comment, or even wherever you're getting your podcasts.
Yeah.
Help us out. Tell people about us. Really appreciate it.
We really do.
And also just tell Jordy he's wrong.
If you think that that's the case.
Maybe even if you don't, still tell him that.
Yeah.
He needs to hear it.
I need my Shweebs to back me up.
Okay. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I feel remiss if I don't say it. But like, I did once again find that I enjoyed the dub more than the sub on the show when I
I'm
watched
done
it.
with you. I'm fucking done with you.
And it's the same reason that we've been over before, is that to me, the translation in the dub is more conversational, whereas the translation in the sub is more formal. So when I'm reading the words, I'll have a hard time picturing a real person saying them in that way. When I'm listening to the sentences that they speak in English, it sounds like things a real person would say. That's just the way that it feels. And I know that sometimes the disparity in the voice acting is what you guys bring up, that the voice acting is better in like the subs than in the dubs. And you know what? I probably agree.
Yeah.
But the difference is not big enough to make me sacrifice reading those sentences that sound janky in my head coming from a human's mouth.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and it's Jay and I were talking about this too. It's like when we do the fucking Dragon Ball Z episodes, like
Masako's voice as Goku, like literally the main character, is going to be.
Jordy's going to be able to handle this.
Well,
like,
I'll watch both. I always do when we cover a show. I always play a few episodes in one, a few episodes in the other, just to get a feel for both. And now more than ever, once I do that, I'll choose which one I like better. And I'm finding more and more I'm choosing the dub.
But so here's the thing. You said you're choosing the sub more in a previous episode we've done.
I don't remember what show that was, but you're right. There was a while there where I was choosing the sub more, but I think that was just to make you guys feel better. And less because I was enjoying it more.
You condescending prick.
Hey, you want me to like it. I'm giving you wins here. Take them. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, you motherfucker.
No, you know what? Listen, like it's. I like the fact that you're willing to give both a shot and kind of trying to figure it out. If you're willing to put in that work every time you watch a show to figure out which one lands better, I respect the hell out of that.
Thanks,
because
buddy.
you're giving it a
I
shot
appreciate
on
that.
both sides of the
It's true.
fence.
Yeah.
That being said, like for me, most of the time, the voice acting performance does trump the translation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
sure.
And another one like my buddy Mitchell, who like comments on our videos and whatnot, he always talks about how oftentimes he'll actually download stuff separately, and he'll download fan translations.
Oh, interesting.
Because he finds that they're better than the official ones that they put
that
out.
sounds
because
great to me.
The fans understand, and oftentimes that's a fan who maybe is bilingual, and knows the best way to.
That
spin
sounds like
it.
a best of both worlds. I almost wonder why these like big budget animes don't actually like just pay someone to make a good sub.
Actually, that's been a big topic, I think, in the community for a while, because the localization sometimes it's like they don't take that extra step to properly localize it for like wherever it is.
Sure,
Right.
yeah.
It's like I said with Beck, like you just need to bring a consultant in to once over the English.
Yeah.
Once.
Hire
Once
one
over.
English speaking person to play an English speaking character.
Or just to listen to it and be like, this sounds not good.
Yeah.
Right. The same way somebody would read this and be like, this reads not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys need to rework this subtitle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be doing that.
I
Reads
can
not well.
back that, dude. I can back that.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't have to talk too much more about that because
Mikey and I will always be subs, diehards.
Yes, exactly.
And we will hold down for that team.
Well, hey, here's my opinion. It should be a personal preference thing, and there shouldn't be a one versus the other. And whatever you like, watch what you like, man.
Okay, fine.
I'm sick of being villainized for this.
Hold on. Here's a question. What if you went to an art gallery and then like somebody gave you glasses that you put on that changed the way the art looked?
Yeah. Well, okay,
I mean,
as an example,
that's kind of a dope
look
idea.
at a 3D picture with or without the glasses. Which one looks better? If you're like, I like it better without, fine.
I want to see it the way the artist wanted me to see it.
Okay, but the artist didn't write those sub translations.
No, but they presented it in Japanese.
Yeah, I understand that.
So that's why how I want it to enter my ears.
You know what?
That's how I want to absorb it.
Okay.
I
As
am
intended.
conflicted in that statement, because it's like I get where you're saying it really should be at the end of the day whatever you like.
Yes.
And
We're really just fucking
I
around.
know you
Yeah.
are.
we
That's what we do.
we are.
That's
we
what we
are
do.
fucking around.
Yeah.
We just like giving each other a hard time.
Yeah.
But
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. But yeah,
Constantly.
Yeah. Fucking Shweebs should have come played Munchkin with us the other day.
It was brutal.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's a sore spot for
Move on.
Okay. But what I'm saying though is as like it's like music, right? I heard this quote where somebody said there's only two types of music, good and bad, right? And it's only bad if it doesn't make you feel anything.
Interesting. Sure.
Right?
I
So
can get behind
as
that.
long as you are enjoying the art form, getting what you want out of it, and it's something that we can share and talk about, I'm all for it.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
We love each other for once.
I know. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
This is weirding me
Okay,
out.
let me
Stop
bother you.
it.
Let me bother you some more now. Let me piss you off some more.
Giving me the creeps, guys.
Okay, let's move on to characters, and we won't talk about how clowny they look because we've got into that. We'll start off right up with the boy Tengiro.
Yeah.
So we already established he's got like super smell power.
Look at my boy. This is my boy.
There he
For
is.
my listeners, I'm playing with the figure.
His water dragon.
You're playing with your dolls.
He's playing with his water dragon.
So yeah, he's got super smelling power. He's got water breathing. He's got the kindest fucking eyes of any character I've ever seen designed in my life, dude.
Yeah.
And the way he shows kindness to every demon is an important plot point because again, he's humanized them based on the fact that his sister now is one, and his main purpose in life is to rehumanize her, and he cannot do that without realizing that all the demons have that in them as well too, right? She can't be unique in that. Which was a cool plot point and a cool character element for him because he does that thing every time he kills a demon where he like relates to
So
them or
classic.
prays for them or allows them to feel some sort of sense of relief as they're dying, right?
Yeah,
Which is kind of nice.
I think that's also the progression and maturity in writing that you see from like old school, like Inuyasha, Demon, like Monster of the Week, where now it's like Monster of the Week that you sympathize with.
Sure, yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. And,
I think it's cool also that like they frame him and they frame these demon slayers as almost like, you know, grim reapers, right? You know what I mean? Like the death dealers, whatnot. And like it's cool because they also reinforce the other side of that, which often gets overlooked, is that the Grim Reaper was supposed to be somebody that would hold your hand and guide you into the afterlife in a peaceful way as well. It wasn't all just swinging scythes and slicing people into hell or heaven, right? It was about helping them transition from life to death.
Totally.
And Tanjiro is like that personified. He is the shepherd of you know, people on their way out.
Yeah, I wrote down that he's less of a demon slayer and more of a demon savior.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But and he has to-
Purifier.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's unique in that because there's no one else that is like that, right? In the show.
Not yet.
Maybe later. Who knows? Yeah.
They're just kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
They're just killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, another thing about him is his fucking hands. Like he has the kind eyes, but then he has these rough hands, right? And there's that scene where he saves this girl from those like black hole bog demons.
Yeah.
And the guy yells at him as he's walking away, like, "You're just a kid. What do you know?" And that's when you get the first close up on his hands, and you realize, okay, this is a kid who's wise beyond his years. This is a kid who's seen some fucking shit.
Yeah.
And that makes him important.
Well, I mean, you see the trauma at the fucking beginning of the season.
100%.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
That had to be emotionally heavy when they kick off the season with his family.
Yeah,
being,
it was very heavy. I'm glad
We can
they
get
didn't
into that in
keep
plot and story,
doing that,
but,
but
like-
they did do it enough that made me uncomfortable at times. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we've been over that before. That I have a
Yes.
hard time when kids are suffering and shit like that.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to talk about why he's got a scar on his head?
They do. So it's more so later on, because his dad has a scar on his head.
I noticed that. Yeah.
So you learn that when he goes in the second season, he's trying to find out like, the fire breathing techniques.
Yeah.
But it turns out his dad actually used sun breathing, and all the other techniques are actually based off of the sun breathing, and it's like this,
okay.
like all encompassing, like pinnacle breathing technique.
Yeah.
And so people who do that have a scar on their head. But however, Tanjiro got it from like an accident.
Okay.
Apparently, but they haven't really fleshed out anything more than that yet.
It's just surprising, and it's funny because this has come up in a couple of random animes, just like scars that don't get explained. You know
Well,
what I
no,
mean?
this one does. Like, they show the burn happening
Yeah.
to him, and like it's something that and he actually talks about how the scar changes partway through the first season.
I noticed
as well.
that too, yeah.
And he references the fact that happened during final selection. He got injured there again on his head, and it changed the scar.
Okay.
But he's conflicted now because he's just like, like I have this scar. All the sun breathers do as well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't born with
with
mine.
it, yeah.
Mine happened from an accident. So like, is it important or not?
Yeah.
But
okay.
then he knows it's in the same spot as his dad's, and his dad was. So it's like it has to be. It can't be a coincidence, but it like, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're giving that push and pull.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So they give you more on the scar. I
did
promise.
that. Yeah, I was hoping because I was like, if that's just a character choice, that's a whack one in my opinion. Because sometimes they do make those choices, and even like I kept noticing later on that a bunch of the demon slayers and the Hashira have scars. Like, why does everyone have scars? I was like, oh, those guys have been fighting demons for a couple decades.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
hasn't. That's why I was wondering about
Yeah.
his. But once I realized that, I was like, oh, I get all theirs.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Also, like the swords too, right? Like he's got the black sword, and nobody has seen like a black sword demon slayer
I'm
turn
gonna
into
be
a
honest with you.
Hashira.
The swords annoy the shit out of me, dude.
What? Why?
The demons can only be killed by a special sword. The special sword is made from special steel.
Yeah,
That's literally how they describe it. It's special steel.
Can you
cultural.
okay? Do you believe fucking werewolves being able to be killed by like silver?
No, dude. But again, they didn't give me anything interesting. They because
Is silver bullets interesting to kill?
it's just a sword, man. And honestly, werewolves are
It's not
bullshit
just-
too. Werewolves are bullshit too.
Wolves are cool, man.
It's,
Wolves
hold on,
are
it's,
real-
it's not just a sword.
It's a special sword.
Every Demon Slayer's sword is an outward
Yeah.
representation of them, of who they are, and the fact that his turned black is
He chose black.
is
He
remarkable.
chose it. They let them
didn't choose.
choose.
No,
No,
he did
you-
not
you don't
choose black.
Yeah, you don't choose your sword color.
Oh, you choose the ore and it turns, right? Or something
no,
like
yeah.
that.
Yes,
choose the
you
ore.
choose the metal,
Yeah.
and then they make it, and then you hold it, and then your powers will
Yeah.
change the color of the blade.
Sounds very magical.
And no, but it's also very cultural and historical, okay? Because with Japanese swords, especially katana, like
Yeah.
the metal is very valuable, and they believe that it does contain a lot of things. They have a whole process that makes their swords incredibly difficult to make, but they do it because they want to get impurities
Yeah.
Yeah,
and evil spirits and things out of the metal.
Yeah.
Like they take it that seriously, and that's just to make a sword that doesn't change color.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't create special effects.
Sure.
So if they do in this anime, you think they're going to take even more care
Yeah.
into customizing these blades.
I get what you're saying. The description fell flat versus yours. Because in the show,
okay.
they literally go special sword. And then later on, when they describe how the swords are made, they go, oh, it's a special kind of steel. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you saying to me right now? It's like
Yeah.
they really dumbed it down and simplified it and left a lot up to that cultural implication, which I didn't have.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that same cultural implication happens with along a vast array of different kind of folklores, right? There's
Yeah.
special ways of killing monsters. Vampires, you got to kill them in the stake through the heart.
Yeah.
Werewolves,
Yeah.
silver. I
It's
don't know,
a supernatural foe, so you need supernatural weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
right. Right.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't like the way they explained it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just calling it a special sword doesn't make it a good mechanism for killing demons. Like, give me a reason to believe it's special, more so than
okay,
just calling it special.
So here's the thing. I think the other big piece that you're missing is that the katana is known to be the samurai's soul, right?
Yeah.
And Bushido and Bushi, like that is their soul. Like if you take away the sword, like they're known to be like you've just taken their soul from them.
Yeah.
Right? That's how much of their will, their life, and everything that they've dedicated to is in, right? So it is put on a pedestal in the culture.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's why, that's the big part that you're missing.
I get it. And you
Yeah.
guys are doing great jobs describing it. They did not do a good job describing it.
Fair
That's
enough.
my only
But
point.
they don't have to.
They do.
No. Why? It's a Japanese show.
And- okay,
It
but-
is-
I this is my perspective based on watching it on your recommendation. I'm telling
Yeah.
you how I received it, right?
Okay.
Yes, you're right. You guys have done a great job describing why it's important and why it's special.
Yeah.
But they just called it special.
Because it is special. Anyways,
By the
I
way,
will-
we're still talking about characters.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
shit. Well,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I do have a theory. I'm gonna go on another
No,
tangent.
go.
though.
I like it. I'm into it.
Because I haven't read the manga, I haven't read the source material, but I feel like from what I've seen so far, the black sword is the best one because
It's the purple lightsaber.
It's the purple lightsaber. It's the one because he's supposed to be able to do sun breathing later on, so he's going to be able to master.
Yeah.
he's the Avatar. He's going to be able to master all the elements.
He's already got two.
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
you know he's gonna get
The
Earth and Wind
sword
as
will
well, too.
change as
Yeah.
he needs it to.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm
Yeah.
getting that vibe that they're building him up to be the guy that's supposed to like save everyone or like
Yeah.
be the leader or like something, right?
Well, it's also interesting because in Mugen Train, when they go into his subconscious, his spiritual center
Yeah.
looks like the sun
Yeah,
that's
in that realm.
Yeah.
They frame it several times to look as though it's actually up in the sky, even
Yeah.
though it's a little orb right in front of him. And it's because, he is the sun.
Yeah.
And just think about the
Oh, I love the cute little guys that he has.
Yeah, they're so adorable.
Yeah.
But that feeling you get when you say you look in his eyes and they have these kind eyes, like
Yeah.
it's just this warmth like the sun.
They're definitely building him up to be a better than everyone else character, like a
course.
stronger than everyone else. And here's another good point while we're talking characters, is he's not there yet. And
Yeah.
I love that. He's not OP. He gets his ass handed to him so many times. He has
Oh,
to
yeah.
get bailed out by so many people. But each time it happens, he learns. So he's literally climbing the ladder to become the person you know he's going to be.
Yeah.
That is a shonen Right there, dude.
Yeah.
You just defined
Yeah.
shonen everything.
I guess so, but a lot of the times they make them OP right off the bat.
No, they do that in isekais.
Oh, am I getting it mixed up?
Yeah, in isekai, like
Well, sometimes they're the same.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they are. Sometimes they're the same, but there's like the isekai genre is so saturated
Yeah.
that like as soon as you go into the video game, you're fucking level 99.
Yeah.
And but even though everybody thinks you're a level 1,
Yeah.
when you just fucking blow everything up.
And
right?
our dude is a level 1 right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And he grows quick, but you watch the growth.
Yeah.
They don't just hand him growth.
Yeah, but the nice thing too is that he's not just at a disadvantage completely and like a complete
For
noob,
sure. Yeah,
right?
I
Like
agree.
he's smart. Like when
Yeah.
he threw the axe up in the air to attack
Totally. Yeah.
you know, the other Hashira, or like the fact that he can smell a little bit better. He has a slightly more ability, like certain. Don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes.
I like with like
Yeah.
about this like being like a regular shonen and not an isekai. You know, like
Yeah.
with isekais, you're getting usually dropped into a world that's already well underway. The characters are already have established power levels. They've already been around for a while, so everybody's already powerful.
Yeah.
You got to make your protagonist powerful right away, right? Because think
Yeah.
about like in Inuyasha, right? Like Kagome goes to this other dimension. Inuyasha is already like a super powerful demon at that point.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure,
So
yeah.
he feels
He's already
OP
lived, like,
right out of
20
the
years,
gate.
yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
We've established many times that I don't love that mechanism.
But in this, the story begins at the beginning.
I love it.
And
I like
and,
that.
and you see Tanjiro go from somebody who's running errands and
Yeah.
a hardworking guy with his hands
Totally.
to becoming what he is now. And
Absolutely.
I love that
I
journey.
like that too. I do
Yeah.
like that too. That's all I have to say about him right now. Obviously, we'll get more into him when we get into plot, but let's move on to his sister Nezuko.
Yeah.
Who is like kind of a glorified pet. Like at one point, he literally yells at her, "Come to me," because she's a dog, and he carries her around like a hipster in Toronto with a dog in his on her backpack.
Think about this, okay? Like the way that people have to try and rationalize
Yeah.
the way female characters are portrayed in anime.
Yeah.
And then this becomes the biggest anime on the planet, like by a long shot. And the
Yeah.
main female character wears a bamboo muzzle and lives in a box.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's not great.
And people are okay
It's
with
not
that,
great, yeah.
but they're okay with that because it's narratively written into the story, and because
course.
she's such a fucking badass when she comes out of said box.
Except
Yeah.
when she's tiny and she creeps me out for some reason.
Oh, she's just the cutest.
I find it creepy.
I love.
I don't know what
she's
it is,
just so
dude.
fucking adorable.
I guess
Like, and she doesn't fit in her outfit, so her sleeves are too long, and she's
Yeah.
just running around, and
it's got like
It's like-
creepy leprechaun vibes or something for me. Like I don't know what it is, dude.
It's so kawaii.
I prefer her to be regular sized. The other thing I'll say about her that was a little bit annoying is she ends up becoming this kind of gimmicky secret weapon. Where like right when they need her, she'll come out of the box, or like right when they need her, the sun will just have gone down and she's there just in the nick of time. And I
Yeah.
know like they need those elements in order for a character who's getting their ass handed to them to get saved, but they used it a couple too many times to the point where I was like, okay, every time they're getting their ass handed, I was like, okay, Nezuko's gonna get out of her box now.
yeah. I mean, again, there's certain tropes I think that people can't get away from,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just something, it's an easy out, I guess.
For sure.
But narratively,
works.
But that's what I don't
It
like.
does
Easy
work.
outs.
It works.
I don't like easy outs.
I think narratively it
Yeah.
works because she can't be out all the time.
Yeah.
it's true.
There's a lot of reasons why she can't be always fighting with them. Otherwise,
true.
she would be.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
She
They
can't
give you
eat
reasons
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
She can't eat people to regenerate her powers. She has
gotta
to
sleep.
sleep.
That's true.
Right? She can't be out in the sun.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like,
People seeing her and being afraid of her.
Yeah. Right? Like, I think she's great. I think she's great.
One thing I'll say is I know there's room for growth in her character. We've seen
Yeah.
so little of her potential, I think, and I just assume that she's going to become like, if anything, maybe she's going to be more badass than Tanjiro later on.
I mean, it's unfortunate that you haven't seen the latest episode of the Entertainment District, because
I've seen as far as the movie, as you know.
yeah, and because of that, there's moments where you're like, oh, there's some character developing happening
Yeah.
here, because
And,
she gets really badass.
They hint at it a lot
Yeah.
because, like I said earlier, this show's a slow burn. So there's like a handful of like elements that they're just going to drag out on purpose, and I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
Because they're giving you bits, but like her being strong is one of them, because a lot of people will comment on the fact like she's more than just a strong demon. There's something different about her, right? Of
course.
Yeah.
Like I know she's got the blood of that main bad guy, which is the reason why.
She's as strong as she is.
Exactly, but people keep implying that she's something else. She's not just a strong demon, right?
Yeah, I think as of right now, from just what I've seen so far, a big part of it is just her relationship between her and Tanjiro, right? Like
Yeah.
the love, the family love that they have
Yeah.
for one another.
It's a great relationship.
Yeah.
I love seeing them together. Like the way they interact with each other is
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's cute. You know what I mean? And she and we'll get into it in story, but like she comes into her own, especially at the end. She has a moment right towards the end of the first season where she has a chance to prove herself and really come through and shine. And that was a really intense scene, and I think it did a lot for her character.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Because they allowed it to.
Yeah.
The showrunners finally let her do something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get to that.
Okay. So there's so many characters in this show. So having a character segment is kind of hard, but like maybe we just talk about the main ones. So
Yeah, for sure.
Zenitsu we already kind of touched on. I don't know if we really need to go too deep anymore on him.
Yeah, he grows on you.
Yeah,
he grows on you.
Another slow burn element of the show, though, is the fact that he's OP when he's sleeping. I assume that's going to be significant later on, whereas right now it's just kind of like cool and badass, and later on it's going to be a thing, right?
But I think it's also having that juxtaposition from the guy who just works hard and keeps getting everything and just keeps growing, where this guy just can't. Okay, here it is. It's like Tanjiro's like the jack of all trades, and Zenitsu is just the master of one.
Okay,
Right?
Literally only one.
Literally only one technique. And
he's
so
also
good at
like
that
a bit
one
of
technique.
an idiot savant where he doesn't even know how he masters it. It just occurs to him, right?
Yeah. And it brings out a bit of that subconscious that we see in Mugen Train, which is a neurotic, overprotective, psychopathic killer.
Exactly. Yeah, dude.
Fucking hedge clippers.
That was actually like of all the moments of him and his over the top character, that was one where I was like, okay, actually, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next character is the man in the mask. Inosuke,
Inosuke.
who actually is my favorite character of the show.
Yeah.
Not just design because he looks badass, but also personality. Like something about how like just gung ho and like drive driven he is hilarious.
Also my favorite character in the show.
But it's not just funny; it's also like integral to the plot, right? Especially in Mugen Train, where they like need his madness and his craziness, right?
Yeah.
It's just endearing for some reason for a crazy character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love him too. He's a funny one. And also the fact that he makes like they made him really pretty underneath his mask.
Yeah.
I love that. That killed me, dude.
Yeah.
That he's so beautiful underneath, like and feminine and soft and just
dude, it's so funny.
the last thing I expected, like honestly, and I was really trying to flex my brain to be like, how are they gonna like subvert my expectations with this?
Yeah.
And the fact that the head comes off and Zenitsu's like, a girl?
I also love how they don't take the mask off a lot. They take it off when they need to.
Yeah.
Like when he has to eat in one of like the training or like they're in the I can't remember if it was the spa day.
No,
episode.
it's like the weird hospital too, right? Like,
but they like otherwise they never take it off. Like that's his head.
Yeah.
Which is cool because he's pig-headed but in character and like design and personality.
Yeah.
Like he's a pig-headed.
He is a
motherfucker.
boar.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a-
hilarious.
yeah.
I also love his notched blades. Because it's so perfect for his character, right? Because he's so reckless. And I'm thinking, like, those blades are just going to get stuck in some flesh. But I'm like, that's going to happen and he'll laugh at it and think it's funny.
He'll love that. That's what he wants.
Exactly.
And the way he makes them notched too.
Yeah. With,
Oh,
and
yeah, when
everyone's
he
losing their
first-
minds. Yeah.
when he first takes the rock to it.
I love it, dude.
Yeah. And he's got the beast breathing.
Yes.
Which, again, we all have established that I don't love that element of the show. But him, of all people, I wish didn't have it. It didn't suit to his character to me because I don't picture him as the guy sitting and meditating and training to learn breathing techniques.
So his thing isn't that he learned it through breathing, like meditation, or anything like that. He just learned it through being like this, like all these
mountain
techniques
man.
and being a mountain man.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't call them katas; he calls them fangs or whatever, right? Like,
I get that they adapted it to his personality, but I like could have gone without him having it altogether. What's up, Shweebs? This episode went a little long for us.
yeah,
So we're kind of going to make the call to cut it off right here
yep,
and make this a two-parter.
yes,
Which means you have to come back next week.
Next week.
Yes. So you've just watched episode 1 of Demon Slayer. Next week, we're going to give you episode 2, which to us was 1, but to you is going to be 2 really good episodes, we hope.
And we get into the real juicy stuff, end of season stuff, real
End of
exciting
season
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
And the movie.
Yeah, the movie. Well, I mean, we've already kind of talked about the movie a little bit,
get
but you're
deeper.
gonna get deeper.
Yeah. We're going to get much deeper on everything. But yes,
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next week when we get back into it.